What's up, guys and gals? Your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter, chapter number 6 of Band's comic entitled Miscellaneous. I read this on Webtoons for this particular read, and for those of you who don't know what this is all about, Miss Content, good YouTuber, go check him out. His link will be in the box down below. He has a wonderful Patreon named Band, a mod of his server, who has drawn a comic and written an entirely original story based on the members of his Discord server. So definitely, if you want to be a part of that, go check out his channel. Links will be in all of his videos as well. So without further ado, though, let's get right into it, because chapter number 6, let's talk about it. And for those of you who don't know, chapters 1 through 5 were already released all in one bundle last week. They were live streamed on my channel and Miss Content's channel. Definitely go check those out to catch you up. Now, chapter number 6. Starting off, one thing, we are missing the person whose back we saw at the end of chapter 5. Apparently some people know who that is. I'm drawing a blonde moment. I don't know who this is supposed to be. It could be one of the bozos. It could be one of the main characters. I have no idea yet. Either way, we have Misk and Koji on their adventure. They jump into here, right? And they find the boar and everything, and it's a massive boar. Huge, Toriko-sized boar, right? And it's just going like, oh, well, this could be the monster that they were asked to, to kill. And Misk is like, no, Koji. Let me tell you what a monster looks like. This ain't no monster. And then they said, but wait a minute. So they're going to move on, but then they say, well, wait a minute. Boar kebabs. Now, bear with me now. Boar kebabs. I'm thinking delicious. I'm thinking top tier barbecue, Rib Fest 2021. Let's go with our boar kebabs. I'm going to make those next year. Either way, point of the matter is that they decide to carve up this roadkill. They decide to cook it. They decide to eat it. They make boar kebabs. It's awesome. And this is where Misk divulges how he learned cooking, how he learned how to cook and stuff, because Koji asks him, and he talks about his teacher. Now, Misk says a lot of faults about this teacher. He drinks too much. He smokes too much. He gambles. Hold on a sec. And he drinks too much. And he tried to kill him multiple times in his training regiment and stuff. But from all intents and purposes, apparently a rather good guy. We don't know who this is yet. We don't know what he looks like, personality-wise or anything like that. We're starting to get a little bit of a sort of irresponsible person. But I'm thinking a very wise person. I'm going to just jump out on a limb here. I'm thinking a very wise person, very highly intelligent, definitely handsome. Ruggedly handsome. I mean, just mwah, like James Bond, eat your heart out, sort of suave looking motherfucker, right? That's what I'm betting that this teacher character looks like. Though none of us know who this is yet, I'm really intrigued. I'm really intrigued for this character. The foreshadowing here is not lost on this man. So, yeah, going back for the rest of the chapter though, we have a comedic moment. And once again, let's just praise the art here. Like, Band's art has improved vastly since he drew this chapter and the first 5 chapters, but in all honesty, this is not a bad art style. His art style is solid, a little more detail when he's got the chance to and stuff, and I'm sure by chapter 12, by chapter 15, we're going to see a definite improvement. We're going to see improvement on this already rather well done art. As, it's sort of reminding me a little Kubo here, he's not professional yet, he's just starting out sort of idea, but Band should be praised for the unique designs, the sketchy look and stuff, which I really enjoy. I like the look. It's not as polished, and it's not meant to be. I kind of like that. Either way, definitely really enjoy this, and this is where we get a bit of maybe my cooking technique might not, maybe Misk hasn't learned everything he should from his teacher on how to cook wild boar, because all of a sudden it's time to do the dance in the bushes, and we're not going to get into that, but that's exactly what happens. So Koji is left on his own, and this is where he runs into a female who I originally thought was a couple of different people, because I imagined that we're going to be introduced to some of the server members first, and it's a girl and stuff, and I was like, okay, who could this be? I don't really see it one way or another sort of idea. Apparently this is the person who ended up killing the boar. Now, This is where Koji tries to apologize and say we didn't know, and just boom, gorilla strength, just totally like kicks a tree in half. A big, thick ass oak tree just kicks it in half. And it's like, wow, holy shit. And then realizes that she is also an ability user. So they're trying to work out. Now, I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember exactly the type of auras and what's what. But there are people that can take on different things. And in this particular case, Koji has figured out exactly what he is. Because he strikes back with a counterattack. And he's got these... I'm not sure exactly what these are supposed to be. Because they're furry, but they're talons. They look like extended talons rather than claws. So I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to be. This is apparently one of the Chimera abilities, is what Koji does. We get a bit of a flashback, and he's able to have the ability of multiple monsters. It can be fairly useful. Now, we don't know, are these things he's supposed to come into contact with, and then he's able to pull them out, sort of idea? So, potentially, a Chimera ability would allow somebody to, if they only encounter, I don't know, if you're up here in Canada and all you encounter are dogs, cats, birds, coyotes once in a while, a raccoon, you're limited to that. But if you were, for example, in Africa, you could take on, the properties of buffalo, rhinos, lions, giraffes, what have you. It seems to be the case, because I believe what this is supposed to be, I'm just thinking, even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because boars don't really have claws, I'm thinking that maybe he took on the boar and stuff, because I don't know what has two talons. I really don't know a creature that has two talons. Or is this just a random furry monster with two talons? Maybe, because it said monsters, not animals. It's monsters. So either way, we're not really sure what this is, but it definitely looks cool. He transforms both his arms into these like claw-like creatures, and then he's able to go toe-to-toe with this girl. Now, the gorilla-like strength is still there. It's still definitely... It's like, oh, wait, she's pretty tank, and she seems to be much more martial artist skilled than Koji at this point. However, he uses the squirrel shield, which he transformed one of his... it seemed, at first, I thought it was his arm, but then I looked, and he literally transformed a tail out of his ass. Like, he literally, or right above his ass. He's like a Saiyan. He transformed a tail. At first, when I first read the comic, I thought it was his arm. He had transformed his other arm into the squirrel shield sort of idea, to like shield, sword sort of idea, right? But looking at it now, I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to be he actually grew a tail and used it as a shield. It's a bit lame, but it gets the job done, as he says. And I don't think that's that lame. Like, you think of Squirrel Girl, who came out, like, in the last, 5 years or whatever. Like, she took the world by storm for a little bit and stuff. And, I mean, squirrels are cute. They're cuddly. They're like little chipmunks. I mean, Chip and Dale. Let's go, right? So, anyways, that's definitely something. So they're still squaring off. This is where they're about to really go for like a killing blow or a death blow sort of idea. Mist jumps in. He Dragon Ball Z's his way in between. Ting, ting. Nah, we're stopping this. So he stops them both. The girl leaps back. They basically explain that Misk apologizes for killing the boar and blah, 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 or that they stole the kill. But he says, like, oh, I'm very sorry for Koji here and stuff. And this is very straight man comedy. This is very dry, and I really like it. It's taken very literally. Koji right now is being very, not fourth wall breaking, but playing the straight man. He's basically what a normal person would have said in a sitcom, right? He's like, that is not what happened. Here, A, B, C, here's what happened. And that, like, everyone's trying to play the joke, everyone's trying to get their way out of stuff, and he's like, well, actually, no, this didn't happen. And no, you didn't do that. And no. So, he's playing a bit of a straight man. The comedy is sort of a mixture, but I do like it. And it's lost on, like, because they're sort of mixing a little bit of the manga elements here. Band's mixing some of the manga for, like, some of the quick rundown stuff. He's mixing the chibi manga sort of humor and expressions with the very more 80s, 90s Western comedy. You know what I mean? Even 70s comedy. The very straight man. Take the jokes too literal, but not literal. Literal is not the right word, but more of the straight man comedy. Anyways, I definitely like this because basically this is where, at the end of the day, they decide to team up. They started talking about the mission a little bit. They talk about sorry for killing the boar, blah, blah, blah. It's all Koji's fault. And it's like, yeah, but you know what? You can eat a whole bunch of food as an apology. Just trust us. Why don't you join our team sort of idea? And and it's revealed to be Tokyo, and because I had completely forgotten that Tokyo had chosen to be a woman. Tokyo is actually a guy in the server, but chose to do a woman character. Not sure if I'm supposed to say that or whatever, but either way, definitely really like this because it came unexpected for me. Like, that's the cool thing, because when everybody was making their characters, basically they would give Ban an outline and he would go with it, right? And he would just basically, so if a guy wanted to be a girl or a girl wanted to be a guy, that's what he's going to write the character as. And I totally forgot that while reading the chapter. And when it was revealed that it was Tokyo, that my name's Tokyo, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't realize that at the time. You know, I'm trying to think of who's the girls in the server, and also I shouldn't have expected that either because Ban has promised that there's going to be not a ton, but there's going to be definitely OC characters. There has to be to fill in the gaps of the plot and stuff because everybody said here's the type of character I want to be, etc., etc., and he's trying to incorporate to the best of his ability. So definitely like this chapter. They decide to head out, and next chapter is going to be on September 7th. So, of course, I believe that's next Tuesday. So, either way, definitely really enjoyed this chapter. There wasn't really a lot more to talk about, you know, going through the chapter, really. Like, there is some dialogue and there's some humor and stuff. But, I mean, you should be going and reading the chapter. I'm not going to read it verbatim for you guys, you know. You should go read the chapter and find out exactly why is it funny. How did the scene get structured? What did the panels look like? How's the art? Etc., etc. You guys should definitely be checking out this damn comic because it's actually really entertaining so far. 6 chapters in, I'm pretty excited. We got the lore out of the way, we know what we're into here, and now we've got a trio of characters on an adventure, on a mission. Think RPG, think mangas like Toriko, Fairy Tail, One Piece, the idea of just going out, setting out on an adventure and collecting people on your way. Make your crew and let's go. You know, let's beat monsters, let's save the world, all that sort of fun jazz. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely like this chapter a lot. I think it's pretty solid. Right now, my favorite chapters are Chapter 1 and Chapter 5, but Chapter 6 is definitely third place for me right now. I really think it was a strong start to after Ban released the bulk, 1 through 5, and now starting off with Chapter 6. Pretty good start for a week-to-week basis for these chapters, especially the length and everything. I think the length is good. It's not too long. It's not too short. It's enjoyable, and if it's going to be every week, or, you know, with some breaks in between, of course, but if it's going to be every week, I think this is a great length. Hope Ban's able to keep this up because I've really enjoyed it so far. So hope you guys have too, and if I have introduced you to this, that's fantastic. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. It's always very much appreciated, and we will see you guys back here again next time. Don't forget to drink responsibly as always, as Miss Teacher, I always do, and we will see you guys back here next time. All right, see you later.